Leave their armchairs over the other side. Come out the front here and walk down the aisle. You will be able to get a seat. Thank you. But as I said, it was primarily an exercise in character building and so forth, and being able to sustain that in a certain period of time. So without further ado, I'll get on.
I'm a-crying now, and have been all the week. 'Tis not alone this morning suit, good masters, I've that within, for which I've no plasters. Would you know the reason why I'm crying? If not, he will receive no fee. This college, you must his pretensions back. Pronounce him regular, or dub him quack.
Well, Mr. Hardcastle, you're very particular. Is there a creature in the whole country but ourselves that does not take a trip to town now and then to rub off the rust a little? There's the two Miss Hoggs and our neighbour Mrs. Grigsby go to take a month's polishing every winter.
Aye, and bring back vanity and affectation to last them the whole year. I wonder why London cannot keep its own fools at home. In my time, the follies of the town crept slowly among us.
For long, anybody that looks in his face may see he's consumptive.
Aye, if growing too fat be one of the symptoms.
He coughs sometimes.
Yes, when his liquor goes the wrong way.
And I'm actually afraid of his lungs.
And truly, so am I. For he sometimes whoops like a speaking trumpet. Oh, there he goes. A very consumptive figure, truly.
Oh, Tony, where are you going to, my charmer? Won't you spend a little time with Papa, my loving?
I'm in haste, Mother. I cannot stay.
Oh, you shan't venture out this raw evening, my dear. You look most shockingly.
I can't stay, I tell you. The Three Pigeons expects me down every moment. There's some fun going forward.
Aye, the old place, the alehouse. I thought so.
Hello.
Could be clothed from the trimmings of the vine.
You know our agreement, sir. You allow me the morning to receive and pay visits and dresses in my own manner, and in the evening I'll put on my housewife's dress to please you.
Well, remember, I insist on the terms of our agreement. Oh, and by the by, I think I shall have occasion to try your obedience this very evening.
I protest, sir. I don't comprehend your meaning.
Well, then, to be plain with you, Kate, I expect the young gentleman I have chosen to be your husband from town this very day. I have his father's letter, in which he informs me his son is set out, and that he himself intends to follow shortly after.
Yet, can't he be cured of his timidity by being taught to be proud of his wife? Yes, and can't I? Ah, as I vow, I'm disposing of the husband before I've secured the lover. Ah, Neville, my dear, I'm so glad you've come. Tell me, Constance, how do I look this evening? Is there anything whimsical about me? Is it one of my well-looking days, child? Am I in face today?
Perfectly, my dear. Yet, now I look again, sure no accident has happened amongst the canary birds or the goldfishes? Has your brother or the cat been meddling? Or has your latest novel been too moving?
No, nothing of all this. I have been threatened. Ooh, I can scarce get it out. I have been threatened with a lover.
And his name?
Is Marlowe.
Indeed.
The son of Sir Charles Marlowe.
As I live, the most intimate friend of Mr. Hastings, my admirer. You must have seen them when we lived in town.
No, never.
He is a very singular character. I assure you, amongst women of reputation and virtue, he is the modestest man alive. Yet his acquaintance give him a very different character of creatures of another stamp. You understand me?
An odd character indeed. I shall never be able to manage him. What shall I do? Think no more of him, but trust to occurrence for success. But tell me, my dear, how goes your own affair? Has my mother been courting you for my brother Tony as usual?
I have just come from one of our agreeable tete-a-tetes, where she has been saying 100 tender things, setting off her pretty monster as the pink of perfection.
I will sing you gentlemen a song I made upon this alehouse, the Three Pigeons. When Methodist preachers come down, they're preaching their drinking is sinful. I'll wager the rascals a crown, they always reach best with a skinful. But when you come down with your pence, for a slice of their scurvy religion, I'll leave it to all men of saints, but you are the friend of the pigeon. Ta-ra-ra, 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 ta-ra-ra. Ta-ra-ra, 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 ta-ra-ra. Then come put at the jar and about, and let us be merry and clever. Our hearts and our liquors are stout, 'tis the three jolly pigeons forever. There's some and woodcock our hair, your bastards, your ducks and your widgeons, but for all the birds in the air, it's out to the three jolly pigeons. Ta-ra, 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 ta-ra. I'll soon be worth 1,500 a year, and let him fright me out of that if he can.
What a tedious, uncomfortable day we have had of it. We were told it was but 40 miles across the country, and we have come above 60.
And all Marlowe from that unaccountable reserve of yours would not let us inquire more frequently upon the way.
I own, Hastings, that I am unwilling to lay myself under an obligation to everyone I meet, and not can stand the chance of an unmannerly answer.
At present, however, we are not likely to receive any answer.
No offence, gentlemen, but I've been told you've been inquiring about a certain Mr. Hardcastle in these parts. Do you know what part of the country you're in?
Not in the least, sir, but I should thank you for information.
Not on the road you came?
No, sir, but if you can inform us.
Right, gentlemen, if you know neither the road you are going, nor where you are, nor the road you came, the first thing I must inform you is that you have lost your way.
We need no ghost to tell us that.
Barn, you then go to the right, and then to the left, and then to the right about again, until you find out the old mill.
We could have soon found out the longitude.
What's to be done, Marlowe?
This house promises but poor reception. But perhaps the landlord can accommodate us?
Oh, lack-a-day, my master, we have got one spare room in the whole house.
And to my knowledge, that's already taken up by 3 lodgers. Wait, I have hit it. What you say, Stingo, that our good landlady, to accommodate the gentleman by the fireside with 3 chairs and a bolster?
I hate sleeping by the fireside.
And I abhor your 3 chairs and a bolster.
You do you? Then let me see. If you go on a mile further, till you come to the Buck's Head. That's the old Buck's Head on the hill. One of the best inns in the whole country.
So we have escaped an adventure for tonight, however.
Sure, you're not sending them to your father's house at an inn, be you?
Now, you fool, let them find that out. You then to go forward until you come to an old large house by the roadside. There you will see above the door a large pair of horns. That's the sign.
Good one. Well, honest Diggory, you may laugh at that, but still remember to be attentive. Now, suppose one of the company should call for a glass of wine. How will you behave? A glass of wine, sir, if you please. Hey? Well, why don't you move?
Your worship, I never have courage until I see the eatables and the drinkables brought upon the table. And then I'm as bold as a lamb.
What? Will nobody move?
I'm not to leave this place. I know my place is to be everywhere.
Oh, no mind for Santa.
Wounds, I can't be mine.
Oh, you numbskulls! And so, while like your betters you are quarrelling for places, the guests must be starved? Oh, you dunces! I find I must begin all over again. Oh, but don't I hear a coach in the yard? To your post, you blockheads! I'll go in the meantime and give my old friend son a reception.
My place will be everywhere.
Comforts of a clean room and a good fire. On my word, a very well-looking house. Antique, but creditable. The usual fate of a large mansion. Having first ruined the master through good housekeeping, it at last comes to levy contributions as an inn. Miss Neville, all that's happy.
My dear Hastings, to what unexpected good fortune, to what accident am I to ascribe to this happy meeting?
Oh, rather let me ask the same question, as I could never dare expect to meet my dearest Constance at an inn.
An inn? Be sure you mistake. My aunt, my guardian live here. What could induce you to think this house an inn?
My friend, Mr. Marlowe, and I, with whom I came down, were sent here as to an inn, I assure you. A young fellow whom we accidentally met in a house hard by, directed us hither.
Certainly, that will be one of my hopeful cousin's tricks, of whom I have often told you about.
He whom your aunt intends for you, he of whom I have such just apprehensions.
You have nothing to fear from him, I can assure you. You would adore him, if only you knew how heartily he despises me. My aunt.
What have we here? My dear Charles, let me congratulate you. The most fortunate thing. Who do you think has just alighted? Cannot guess. Our mistress's boy, Miss Hardcastle and Miss Neville. Give me leave to introduce Miss Constance Neville to your acquaintance. Happening to dine in the neighbourhood, they called in here on their return to take fresh horses. Miss Hardcastle has just stepped into the next room and will be back in an instant. Wasn't it the luckiest thing?
Yes. I've just been mortified enough of all conscience, and here comes something to complete my embarrassment.
Wasn't it the most fortunate thing in the world?
Yes, very fortunate, a most joyful encounter, but our clothes, Hastings, are in disorder. Perhaps we should postpone the happy event. Tomorrow at her house.
But by no means, sir. Your ceremony will displease her. The disorder of your dress will shrew the ardour of your impatience. Besides, she's in the house and won't permit you to see her.
Oh, how shall I support it? Hastings, you must not go. You must assist me, you know. I shall be confoundedly ridiculous.
Sure, man. It's but the first plunge and all's over. She's but a woman, you know.
Of all women, she the one I most dread to encounter.
Miss Hardcastle, Mr. Marlowe. I'm proud of bringing two persons of such merit together, but only want to know to esteem each other.
Now for meeting my modest gentleman with a demure face and quite in his own manner. I'm glad of your safe arrival, sir. I'm told you had some accidents on the way.
Only a few, madam. Yes, we had some. Yes, madam. A good many accidents, but should be sad, or madam, rather glad of any such accidents which are so agreeably concluded.
You never spoke so well. Keep it up. I'll ensure you the victory.
I'm afraid you flatter, sir. You who have seen so much of the finest company can hardly find entertainment in an obscure corner of the country.
I have lived indeed in the world, madam, but have taken very little place in company. I've been an observer upon life, madam, while others have been enjoying it.
But that, I am told, is the way to enjoy it at last.
Cicero never spoke better. Once more, and you are confirmed in assurance forever.
Stand by me, if I stutter, throw me in a word or two to set me up again.
An observer like you were, I fear, disagreeably employed, for you must have found much more to censor than to approve.
Pardon me, madam, I was always willing to be amused. The folly of most people is rather an object of mirth than uneasiness.
Bravo! Never spoke so well in your life. Well, Miss Hardcastle, I see you and Mr. Marlowe are going to make very good company, and our being here will but embarrass the interview.
Not in the least, Mr. Hastings. We love your company above all things. Zoons, George, sure you can't go. You cannot leave us now.
Our presence here will but spoil the conversation, so we'll retire to the next room. Don't consider, man, that we are to manage a little tete-a-tete of our own.
But you have not been wholly an observer, I presume, sir? The ladies, I should hope, have employed some part of your addresses.
Pardon me, madam. I have studied only to deserve them.
And that, some say, is the very worst way to obtain them.
Perhaps so, madam, but I love to converse only with the more grave and sensible part of the sex. But I'm afraid I grow tiresome.
Not at all, sir. There is nothing I myself like more than grave conversation. I could listen to it forever. Indeed, I'm often surprised how a man of sentiment can ever enjoy the light, airy pleasures when nothing reaches the heart.
It's a disease of the mind, madam. In the variety of tastes, there must be some who wanting a relish for...
I understand you, sir. Yes, there must be some who, wanting a relish for refined pleasures, pretend to despise what they're incapable of tasting.
My meaning, madam, but so much better expressed. and I can't help observing.
Whoever supposed to fellow impudent upon occasion? You were going to observe, sir?
I was observing, madam. I protest, madam, I forget what I was going to observe.
I vow, and so do I.
Well, Mr. Hastings, I vow you are very entertaining. I love to talk of London and the fashions, though I was never there myself.
Never there? You amaze me. From your airs and manners, I'd concluded you had been bred all your life at Ranelagh, St. James, or Tower Wharf.
Oh, sir, you are only pleased to say so. We country persons can have no manner at all. I love the town, and that serves to set me above some of our neighbouring rustics. But who can have a manor that has never seen the Pantheon, the Grotto Gardens, the Borough, and such places where the nobility chiefly resort? I can only enjoy London at second hand. I take care to see every tete-a-tete in the scandalous magazine and have all the fashions as they come out in a letter from the Miss Ricketts of Crooked Lane. Pray, Mr. Hastings, how would you like this head?
Oh, extremely elegant and dégagé. Upon my honour, madam, your friseur is a Frenchman, I suppose?
Oh, I protest. I dressed it myself from a print in the Ladies' Memorandum Book of the last year.
Indeed, such a head in a side box at the Playhouse would draw as many admirers as my Lady Mayoress at a city ball.
I vow, since inoculation began, there is no such thing to be seen as a plain woman. You see, Mr. Hastings, the wretchedness of my situation. Was ever poor woman so plagued with a dear, sweet, pity, provoking, undutiful?
There was a one man riding by and fain would have his will. Rang do diddly dee, don't mind her, let her cry. It's good for the heart. I have seen her and sister cry for a book for over an hour together. And the more they liked the book, the better they liked the book, the more it made them cry.
Then you're no friend to the ladies, I find, my pretty young gentleman.
That's as I find them.
Well, not to her of your mother's choosing, I dare say. Yet to me she appears pretty well-tempered.
Aye, that's because you don't know her as well as I. Ecod, I know every inch about her. And there is not a more bitter cantankerous toad in all Christendom.
Pretty encouragement this for a lover.
I have seen the height of that. She has as many tricks as an hare in a thicket or a colt the first day's breaking.
To me she appears sensible and silent.
Aye, that's before she's for company. But when she's with her playmates, she's as loud as an hog in a gate.
But to me, there is a meek modesty about her that charms me.
Yes, but curb her nettles never so little. She kicks up, you're flung in a ditch.
Well, allow her a little beauty. Yes, you must allow her some beauty.
Bam, box. She's all a made-up thing, man. Ah, but if one could see a bit bouncer in these parts, then you can talk of beauty. She has 2 eyes as black as sloes, and cheeks as broad and red as a pulpit cushion. She make 2 of she.
Wow. What would you say to he who would take this bitter bargain off your hand?
None.
Would you thank him who would take Miss Neville and leave you to happiness and your dear Betsy?
Aye, but where is there such a friend? For who would take her?
I am he. If you but assist me, I'll engage to whip her off to France, and you'll never hear more of her.
Assist you? Ecod, I will, to the last drop of my blood. I'll club a pair of horses to your chase and have you trundled up in a twinkling. And maybe getting you a partner of 40. Besides, in jewels that you little dream about.
Oh, my dear squire, this looks like a lad of spirit.
Well, come along then, and I will show you more of my spirit before we are done.